Okay, we'll get going again because I forgot to actually put the camera up.
With everything in place apart from the camera.
And we both started talking and looking and thinking there's something wrong. And there's no camera there. It took a good 40 seconds to figure it out.
I wish they'd done this in the filming of Barb Boy. I just forgot the camera.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry if people... This was my choice.
Oh, I'm glad you take the blame right away.
In my defence, I watched this as a young man and masturbated on video. Not on video, watching the video. You went to the cinema to masturbate to watch this.
I went to the cinema. Wait, no. I went because I just finished at work. There was nothing to do.
Listen to his excuse.
So my work was right beside the cinema.
Mm-hmm.
So I come out, walked across, went, oh, what's on? What's barbed wire? I actually had no concept of what barbed wire was.
He told me, people listen to this, he told me because he thought it would be a stimulating remake of his favourite film, Casablanca.
I actually heard at the time this was a remake of Casablanca.
Is that how they'd lured Pamela Anderson Lee in? They thought, we're remaking Casablanca and you're playing the Humphrey Bogart role.
What? But your tits are out.
Well, we'll get to that.
I have a couple of issues with these.
1996. I was still at school when this came out, and it's one thing. Yeah, 1996. Yeah, just about to leave.
I left like
you didn't go to school.
Well, I suppose
don't
I
compare
left,
other people.
Okay. Yeah.
The one thing in its favour is it's got the decency. There's not much decent about it. It's 1 hour 38 minutes long.
It's very short, but I'll tell you something. I watched this just last night, and it didn't feel that. It felt a lot longer.
a good 2 hours 30.
Oh my God!
And they don't utilise old Pamela Anderson Lee well.
She's barely in it.
It's so strange.
It's you just have her. You just look at her. I think this was
she's right. She's you know the. Casablanca, they're going. There's that classic Hollywood lighting.
Oh,
the male star and the female star are always filmed differently. They'd often put Vaseline in the lens.
Beautiful.
So there's a softness. She is lit with a strange light that just shines. It's like if you're out lamping rabbits. There's a light straight in her eyes. No wonder she's no on set. She's probably like fucking blind.
And her makeup couldn't be more 1996.
90s. Eyebrows, you forget. Nobody liked an eyebrow back then.
Just cut
and
them
her
off,
hair is so frazzled with product.
You couldn't have any naked
it's
flames.
A look. I did Baywatch. Everybody watched it.
Yeah.
Nobody. You don't want to revisit Baywatch.
Nobody.
It's
Nobody
a
wants to see
terrible
that.
show, really. Mitch Buchanan, old fucking what's his name, Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
He kind of made fortunes out of it because he kind of produced it. He kind of took it back.
Yeah. And it was sold around the world. Yeah.
But he thought he was a star when it was clearly Pamela Anderson was a massive star. You forget the
Huge.
power of her at that time. But it's kind of come back. They've got people. I think there's going to be a Pamela Anderson movie out. And there's a lot of people almost cosplaying as her. So that 80s...
My mate,
90,
Pineapple Dave, used to do a drag act as her. And I used to think, it's funny because I would know Dave after this period. This was probably 5 years after this film came out.
Yeah.
And I always thought, he's a guy doing it. There's a bit of manly look. But in this, she looks like she's doing drag.
She's got a very hard look.
He was really accurate.
But she was a bonny girl. I take it she's like an Omaha farm girl that went down to the...
she's Canadian.
Is she a Canuck, right?
But I think...
Anderson, is it?
Yeah.
Anderson Scottish or Anderson Swedes?
I'm not sure.
Blonde. Without the makeup on, but there's a hardness to the whole thing.
But this film was made when...
Science fiction action.
She was...
Not much science fiction, not much action.
No action.
Well, there's elements.
She was off the boil at this point.
Was this her down?
This
was
came
her
out too late.
This was her and Tommy Lee were kind of getting together. Tommy Lee has a song in the soundtrack.
Yes, and no one could be bothered.
He seems like an amiable cunt, but he's kind of terrible.
He looks like the hepatitis is eating the skin.
Oh, yeah. He's like a young Keith Richards.
Yeah.
He's got that vibe going.
He's got that.
Scarves around his arms. And
he's got the Johnny Depp look where you just put more scarves hanging out of your pockets. Doesn't that mean something? I used to work in a gay club.
The colour of the scarf.
Yes.
Yeah. Avoid the yellow scarf with the blue spots on it.
I'm not even asking.
I just made that. I don't know.
Steel Harbour.
Oh, God. Do you want me to read the...
Oh, God. I knew you'd write it down.
Steel Harbour 2017.
The far future.
The second American Civil War. The first one was never really finished, to many people's eyes.
And that's it. I think the second one's actually on its way.
It's on its way.
Things, yeah.
The old democracy is overthrown by a tyrannical new group called the Congressional Directorate. This is on the screen.
Yeah.
Again, they should just have boobs, but no, the thing. Every city in the nation is under martial law except one, Steel Harbour, the last free city, a secluded land of shrinking independence.
Or as we usually call it, Casablanca. And then, boom!
It is a place marked by chaos and crime, providing a home for a new kind of mercenary.
Boom! Barbed wire.
This was a comic book, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it hurt my eyes. This is CGI barbed wire.
She had the barbed wire tattoo.
Oh, she was committed to this role. Oh, you idiot.
The comic book, after this film came out, was discontinued. This killed the source material.
Oh, I could believe it. Now, we go to wet Pamela Anderson in rubber-ish.
There's a lot of moisture in this
a lot
film.
Of moisture, right?
Is she being spritzed? Kind of like a house plant, like a cheese
Same
plant.
thing. Keeps her because
that hair, when water goes onto that dry hair, it just sucks it like a sponge.
The music, word up by Gun. Now, fucking Gun. If Gun are listening, I went to their last ever gig, Glasgow band. I went to their last ever gig at Tea in the Park. And of course, the cunts are back together because it's all about the money. I went to the last one.
Oh, they're back.
Swizz.
They were a British band. There was also a song in the soundtrack by Shampoo. Remember them? There were two light lassies who pretended to be schoolgirls, but they had Troy McClure eyes.
They did.
They were like 40 odds.
They played. It was Donington or something, and it was all metal bands, and they come out going singing Trouble, and they just get bottles of piss thrown at them.
They were groupies of that fucking band with Richie Manic, the Manic Street Preachers. I think they met at a Manic Street Preachers gig.
Do you remember when the Manic Street Preachers were good?
No, I hate the Manic Street Preachers.
I liked them.
I saw the lead singer a couple of years ago beside the Globe pub in Dundee. He was just walking along, and I went up and chatted to him, and he's a nice guy. I got his signature. He's a nice guy.
Nice Welsh band.
The guy that tossed himself off the White Cliffs of Dover, he was a bit irritating. For real, Richie. A mate of mine went to see them at the Glasgow Hydro or something.
Okay.
And he says it was half full.
Oh.
They were big, weren't they?
They were huge
band, but just
motorcycle emptiness. If you've never heard of the Manic Street Preachers, check them out.
No, mate.
Up to a certain point.
Is it small black flowers that grow in the sky?
I don't know.
Small black flowers that grow in the sky.
Oh, no,
it's one of the more subdued ones. But he just looked like this normal wee guy. He was a nice guy, but half full.
I liked their album they hated, Gold Against the Soul. I loved that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
So it's clearly... It's got Tamura Morrison. That's a guy from... Is it Tamura? Him that's from Once Were Warriors.
Great
He's now playing Boba Fett in the Mandalorian. He's quality. He's wasted to fuck in this. Because it's an interesting leading man role.
If you're a shit actor in the background, you've got no lines and nothing to do. You're wasted.
Yeah.
It's
an interesting 1996. You've got a Maori guy playing the lead. It's nice.
It's good.
He's not what we call traditional leading man, and he would be interesting. But no, it's just they don't use him. He punches. He breaks some people's neck. A crunchy neck.
I have to say,
the sound in this is terrible.
Oh God!
The gunshots.
It annoys me.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
Now, we're in a warehouse that this starts at that looks like a club.
Tits and water.
Because this warehouse is the only place they film it in the whole film.
It's all filmed
just one place.
Yeah, just one. It
pretends to be different.
Is it Dundee Docks?
It's exactly like that, but when they're outside of it, they don't change it.
I didn't bother looking into it. It's maybe filmed in Canada.
It'll be some shit like that.
It's in America. It's filmed because there's not that many British actors in it.
That's a good point.
If the supporting cast are Brits, you would expect, but it's cheap. They brought this in cheap.
$9 million.
Jesus Christ.
That's back in the 90s.
She'll have been paid a lot, though. Her costumes are garbage, though. It's a shame.
Well,
you could have even given her something.
This is something I got into really fast here.
Right.
She has like 3 changes of clothes, and they look 4. Did you count? Yeah. And they're cheap.
Yeah, cheap. There's a dress she wears. It's just
dross.
They put some cocoa butter in her hair at one point for the 50s.
Terrible.
Like the glamour.
Yeah, she's meant to be glamorous at one point with this dress with a corset in it and that, and it's just chuck together pish.
It's got Udo Kier in it.
Udo Kier, yeah.
I love, but he twinkles away in this, wasted to fuck.
On his tiptoes.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
He should play.
There's no Sam. There's no piano player.
That's true. Oh, no.
Who's the Sam role?
I don't know.
Because Sydney Greenstreet is Big Fatso.
Yeah.
On the forklift truck. No, he's on the front of JCB.
JCB.
Brilliant.
But Udo would make it great if they were going to make a live action Pepe Le Pew without the rape. Udo Kier.
He must be getting on a bit.
He'll be old now, yeah.
But he popped up in one of the later Puppet Master films.
Oh, fantastic choice.
Under some burn makeup kind of style stuff. But he's always good.
He's
got
something
sleazy about him.
There's something that you're a bit unnerved.
He'd be very good, like Between the Wars Germany.
Oh,
just some of those clubs, shall we say?
Oh God,
getting all a bit vermouth and blowjobs.
Oh my God, what goes on in your fucking head?
The Weimar Republic. That's a period of time I'm speaking about. And then she's dancing on stage. Not a natural mover.
Oh, she's got no rhythm.
No rhythm.
And they've just got to slow it down and shoot her very close.
Yeah.
So you don't see her going.
I'll tell you, the body double that does all the stunts and does everything for her. It's a shame because there's some dangerous looking stunts in this.
There is some, and I think a notoriously dangerous one at the end. But
one guy says that get those things out for Queen and Country. And she just kills him with a shoe.
Yeah.
The high heel goes right into his throat and chokes him to death.
I don't care.
So we get the main thrust of the film.
Yes.
If one more person calls me babe,
I'm going to fucking punch their fucking teeth, the bastards.
One more people calls me babe, that's a trigger word.
Don't call me babe.
It doesn't quite explain why she's got a thing become babe. There needs a flashback where somebody's...
She was in the army.
Yeah.
Right? And then you could have had someone training her, calling her babe.
Something.
And then she proves herself.
Doesn't bother.
Goes, fuck you.
She just doesn't like it.
I don't like it.
Then we get to the...
I'd say, don't call me Dave.
So she's working in the strip club, which isn't her business. It's a secondary sleaze pit.
That's, yes.
And she goes backstage, and it turns out she's like a secret agent mercenary.
Bounty hunter. Seamstress.
And what I found was that there's a deal going down as tender as Tuscan veal, and you wonder what's going on. Yeah. It's a pedophile network, and you think, is this the birth of QAnon? Because Pamela Anderson Lee's a big fan of Julian Assange.
Oh, a big fan. I know how much of a fan.
Did she not go and visit him and toss them off the balcony at the Persian embassy in London? Was it Persian? Ecuadorian,
yeah.
I wrote here in big letters, there's lots of 90s makeup.
The makeup actually hurt my eyes.
Cheaply shot. Cheaply shot. She has a cigarette and then it's got a deadly blow dart in it.
It's got a dart in it. Because I don't smoke. She went, neither do I.
Looking for a light. So she's breaking on this paedophile ring. I wrote, she's less James Bond, more Jane Boobs.
That's. Wait a minute. I need to get a fucking tumbleweed sound on this. Oh, I did that on purpose. That's terrible.
I did that on purpose.
But the thing is, she's literally had two lines in the film.
She's terrible.
And you can tell already she has no concept on how to act.
She could do quite slow-mo stuff down a beach.
And she was in
Did she make another film?
I don't think she was in another film.
Baywatch.
And what was the other one? Home Improvement she was in.
Oh shit, there's a lot. When I was a student in halls of residence, I didn't have one. A lot of them had the posters on their wall from the never-ending poster sale.
Right, okay.
So she rescues this lassie that's kind of dressed up like a schoolgirl Lolita thing.
Oh. And then
gets her out the...
Well, is it her or is it a burly man with a really bad wig? There's no effort.
No, there's no effort. He gets in, takes them back to the parents, and you're like, are they parents or are they further pedophiles?
Yeah.
And it's a bit of horse trading. And so she gets the car.
The car and half the money. But they're like, we don't want our kid back. She's not that.
And it's like, she's like, Steel Harbour, what a shithole. She's like, what a shithole. And we see Steve Rasbach. Now, Steve Rasbach is the lead of a Life Force.
Yes.
He's the American.
Very much.
He had quite a prominent role in X-Files.
Yeah.
He was another astronaut who was taken over by the aliens.
Oh.
But in this, he's quite funny in this. He's pantomiming it to fuck. He's having a laugh.
He knows this is bullshit. He's acted enough.
They're like American Nazis. Purely, they've got Nazi
complete
costumes.
Nazis.
They've got the gorget thing.
I mean, it's Casablanca.
Yeah.
They've not been inventive.
No,
they've not. They just went make them Nazis.
He's carrying out a strange boob torture. So he's kind of got this naked woman on a perspex box.
Yeah,
and he's dressed
terrible
her up like
props.
Dressed her up like a Borg.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's electrocuting her fanny and tits in her eye. And it turns out,
I was looking at this girl.
It's pish.
And even though you can barely see her, you can see she's a model of some sort. She's a beautiful young woman.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking, not for this film. Not for this film.
No, don't do it. At least you don't see her nipples.
Yeah, not for this film.
And it's the MacGuffin's piss. So it's basically, it's about contact lenses and scientists. And he just electrocutes her to death, and he's getting off in this.
He enjoys it.
And
big rubber gloves.
He's on the phone to his bosses because it's a video call they're doing, and she belongs to me. He's got to go and get this rogue scientist, and it's like the freedom fighters and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, fuck.
It's just actually now I'm going to point out something very important.
Mm-hmm.
You're very good at writing down the plot and understanding it and actually talking about it. But your reaction there is exactly what I went through last night. I've actually written it down. There's some story or something.
I
just went, I don't care.
But it's a pair of contact lenses, not the contact lens technology.
Just a single
two
pair.
sets of contact lenses in the tube.
Was there two sets? I didn't pick up on that.
There's two sets, I believe. Is there? Could be. Maybe
not. No one noticed.
But you go to Hammerhead, which is Barb Wire's nightclub.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
There's people wearing zoot suits. It's like the Roadhouse is better.
It's
Swayze's Roadhouse place is far better.
You always talk about how you hate clubs in films and pubs and that. This one doesn't know how a pub works or a club, but it also doesn't know how humans work.
This is like those things when you're coming into a football stadium. Turnstiles. And they're taking guns off people. I don't want to go to a nightclub where in the sweaty atmosphere somebody's getting a tattoo. So it's mainly tattooists and little nipple hats. But why have they got a thing with nipples in this? You barely see a nipple.
Well, here's the problem.
What is this? Is this a 15?
I think it'd be a 15. But if you're making a film about Pamela Anderson, the people who are going to see it properly are all young teenagers, boys.
Yeah. How old were you when you went to the cinema?
20.
Okay.
But the point is, they have to make it sexy, but they can't cross a line. It's like with the violence. It could only go so far. There's no violence in it. It's very bloodless.
Remember Baywatch Nights?
I liked Baywatch Nights when they went, no one's watching this, what can we do? Have ghosts like the X-Files and stuff.
Oh no, I know what Pamela Anderson did.
What'd she do?
VIP.
Fuck yeah.
Sorry people,
nobody watched that.
Well, I did. She had like a black guy who was a guns expert, and she had a former KGB agent, sexy woman. There was the three of them,
of course.
But they bought the VIP private dick company from Bryan Cranston was in that.
No,
that's Bryan Cranston. He's like TV years, because Cranston's been going about doing hemorrhoid adverts and stuff for years. I liked VIP.
What?
It was better than Baywatch.
Oh my.
And you like Baywatch Nights?
Baywatch Nights was great.
It was gritty, and he decided to go into business with the sand cop guy.
Yes,
the beach cop, the black guy, who was great.
And
he rocked up in something other. And the funny thing is, we'll get to it, but the freedom fighters, the Maori guy, he's protecting the scientist. She was in the Diagnosis Murder with Dick Van Dyke.
That's right. I used to love Diagnosis Murder.
Brilliant.
She was in Dumb and Dumber as well.
I love Barry Van Dyke.
He's a good age now.
Big lad, chin.
Yeah, he's in his 70s now. Can you believe it?
Van Dyke's in his 90s.
Yeah, still dancing. Incredible.
What a guy. Seems like
I watched the film the other night. And I thought, this is going to be a turnaround. I'm watching good films now. I'm really enjoying it. And then to go to this...
I've always described it as a palate cleanser. You can't just watch classics after classics.
I know this is a film review about barbed wire, but I'm going to tell everyone, watch Werewolves Within. It's great fun. And
hold on, Werewolves Within.
It's based on a computer game. And I didn't know this.
Oh, I watched that.
It's
I've
fucking
seen it.
Great fun.
It's all the people in the Canada or something. They're all
in a storm, and there's a werewolf. It's great fun.
Who's the star in it?
It's the girl that was in the AT&T adverts. I forget her name. And the guy who's in it, who's the new sort of park ranger or whatever, he was just in the Tomorrow War or whatever it's called.
The black guy, he's fantastic.
Yes,
he brings...
In this film,
he's going places.
He brings this
naivety,
gentleness, and this, he's the everyman. He's
in that,
good.
is it Tim Robinson thing on Netflix? It's
I
a
don't
comedy
know.
sketch show. It's really good. He's in that as well. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I watched that recently.
He is actually the glue that holds that werewolf film together. He's wonderful. Werewolves Within. Don't watch fucking... We're not even at the end yet.
It wasn't a real werewolf though, was it?
Yes, it was.
Did I remember?
But I'm not going to say anymore.
Werewolf?
I'm not going to say anymore because watch it. It's great fun.
Aye.
But it's the best film ever made based on a game.
They're all bumping each other off. It's like a kind of Agatha Christie thing.
Very much so. Great fun.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah. So it's like a 30s fashion. They've got these weird perspex bubble tubes which serve no purpose. They're like a light. If people were like smoking something, but it
doesn't go into
oh God. She's got a private secretary.
We're sounding tired and we're 20 minutes in. This was your idea.
Private secretary Camille. So she's got this Rottweiler dog.
Lovely dog. Looks quite happy.
The intercom. She's got the intercom system. She's a woman of where have we got?
Now we've got to her brother, Charlie.
Oh no, that bit's awful. Charlie's horrible. He's an imbecile.
He's an idiot.
He got blinded in the war, but you never see him getting blinded in the war. A woman goes up to him and he smells her, and he goes, "This is a woman of significant breeding."
Oh, Chanel
and I
number
thought
5.
to myself, I wonder if she'd like to do some. And she just walks away. He continues speaking because he's blind. Udo Kier comes up. It's a pitiful scene. It'd been better if it was played by the guy from Roadhouse, the genuine blind guy.
Oh yeah, well that would help. But his blindness now.
He was in that film with kind of one in space, The Shining on the spaceship. Event Horizon. He's the guy that gets frozen and goes out the airlock.
Oh, right, okay.
I think it's him. That's where he went blind.
The thing is with him, he plays blind the Hollywood way, where he puts his head up and walks along. But he walks around things without using his stick. And there's one bit where there's a bit of metal sticking out and he moves his arm out of the way. And you're like, oh man.
The mistake they make in films is that the blind people will be, I'm having a conversation with you and I'll look there.
Yeah.
And blind people's looking.
They look at you.
They're looking at you.
They're still engaged in the conversation.
Oh yeah, fine. Udo's like that. What is Udo's name in this? I didn't write it down. It doesn't matter. He describes Barb as your mercurial sister. She is a bit mercurial. And the customs police come in.
Oh God, this a lot of rain.
He puts a wig on and goes to see her.
Yeah, he's wearing a curly wig.
Right.
Is this meant to be character building?
No, it's a Graham Souness tribute wig. And
Perm.
They're all after the money because tomorrow's payday. But you can tell that Udo loves Barb.
Yeah, there's obviously, she's saved his life in the past. And
she goes out does she go out on her motorbike because she needs to make, so she's she's rescued some wealthy kid.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not enough. So she's got head out in the motorbike.
She needs money because it's payday tomorrow.
She's got motorbike on. She's got the helmet on, and the poor lassie they've just got the blonde
plastic wig.
I don't know. Would you put a wig under the helmet, or do you have it hanging down like round?
Do you actually wear the wig and then?
If you've
got just attach it to the helmet?
Is it just sellotape around the bottom?
Probably
of the
just
wig?
You know what? It did look like that because when you've got a wig, if it's got a wave in it, the wave gets less to the top. The wave was getting less to the bottom of the helmet. So I wonder if they just cut it off. Because it'd be uncomfortable to wear a wig. There's no need.
No.
I bet they did that.
Ken Harry Corbett from Steptoe and Son.
Yes.
He's in the Jabberwocky. Now, he wore a wig in his day-to-day life because he was bald. Very self-conscious about it. So they say when they're making the Jabberwocky that he played a page, a Randy Page, and they put like a wig on him.
Okay.
But he refused to wear a wig on top of his bald head, so he had his wig on with a further wig. And they said the poor bastard was like sweating to death.
Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, so he felt so insecure about the wig.
Oh man,
it's
just
a
be
shame,
bald.
isn't it? Yeah, just be bald.
Yeah.
He heads out. Meanwhile, the rebels They just have a like street fight, and he just it's a man away when he beats them to death and just.
Although they do put up a good fight,
they do.
It's they're fighting
could you
back.
not have knocked them out rather than just?
He's a bit of a murderer.
He's murderous. I watched a film the other day, and somebody was so murderous in it, and I thought you're supposed to be a nice person, but you've literally murdered a lot. Again, it is murder, even if you're fighting with somebody.
You're still killing someone.
You sneak up on somebody and
kill them. You've murdered them.
You have murdered them.
Oh,
it's not self-defence. They were walking about minding their own business.
They were just going, is that door
shut? They're not interested. What are they looking for?
They're not the Nazis. It's customs. They've got it on their jacket. It's terrible.
She's out. She's in an alleyway, but she's got her prostitute licence laminated.
Now she's leaning against the wall at this bit.
She's looking
in a door frame, and she puts her leg up quite high, but she wobbles a wee bit. And I was like, "Be careful! I wouldn't want her to fall."
No,
because there was a few steps.
If she fell in her front, she would spring back straight up again.
I've realised something about Pamela Anderson. She's only Pamela Anderson. She's not capable standing in a doorway.
No.
She almost fell.
Yeah,
she can't do anything.
No,
but she's an expert at being Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
But if you say go and sit on that step there, she'd fall right off.
She meets like a sweaty street John, and
he's sweaty.
There's some jazz music and plays a bit of sax.
Yeah, and staring at her tits.
License. It's like I thought to myself, God, they've improved Lockheed High Street. It's looking nice.
I've put down here.
There's little people and all kinds of stuff going on.
The little person walking in the circle with a hammer.
That's just that happens in Lockheed High Street.
That's quite common. We're 20 minutes into this film, and I'm actually becoming numb to tits.
Well, I think I think the reality is there's less tits in this than you're thinking.
There's cleavage.
They look painful.
They're so
tight
and squeezed in.
She was famous for her boobs, but like that,
they're not great.
They're not. No,
they're not great. Soul ribs.
Yeah. So he takes her back to his place. He's sleazy. He takes her back to the place, and it's quite a
shithole.
Quite a security system. It's all
90s graphics. Yeah.
There's an elevator that's just oozing. There's a couple.
There's water dripping in every wall you go into. There's water dripping on the inside.
Well, my work the other day flooded, and the lift filled with 7 feet of water.
Oh my God!
And it was like that. So when you went in the lift, there was water running. Yeah,
tasteless.
Her eyes, once again, her eyes are just lit. And this very harsh, like halogen light. It's strange.
It's very sharp-edged makeup.
But it's not her whole face that's lit. It's just like she's like a raccoon.
But they're trying to make it stylish, like the old 30s and 40s films. But it's not soft.
No,
and it's not to express a moment. Well, what would usually happen then is if you're meant to focus in,
it's the man's gaze.
It's the gaze.
It's like when Humphrey Bogart looks at Bergman,
you're meant to be drawn in.
So he sees
the same way.
It's almost like this, like bokeh,
exactly.
It's an expression of his
she's
feelings.
Waiting on him coming back in a
from
gimp
a
suit,
shit, and he comes back.
Well,
he gets into that quick.
Well, he has a shite, then gets it and says, "Did you wash your hands?" And he went, "No," like
he shat in the.
Oh, he's shit in that suit.
Why? He's got a gimp suit and he's got a big paddle with "can" written on it. Is that like a sorority? Not a sorority. There's a fraternity thing.
Fraternity. I don't know.
She's been putting cavity insulation. It's just cavity insulation. That's cavity insulation.
That's all it is.
That happened when I was a kid. Kids kept finding the cavity insulation machine and going, "What's that?" and suffocating themselves.
Oh my God!
Happened a few times. But anyway, that's it. He comes out. She fucking turned around,
wallops him,
breaks the thing.
That'd probably kill him.
The sound is the sound in this is aggressively bad. I had to turn down the telly. She blows up the whole.
It's all stock.
Yeah, it's all stock sound. Yeah,
and actually, the mixing on it. If you get bad mixing, it could be a bit off. But if you get really bad mixing, it sounds like the sound's either too far away, it's too close, and it makes it actually hard to watch.
Yeah,
bad sound can make it. It's like a cheap fucking TV series. This is terrible.
So she
blows the hole in the wall.
She bursts into the guy's room and she's caught him. He's the guy. He's like the courier with the MacGuffin. The
MacGuffin.
But there's a noise, and he's got security downstairs, and they come up, and there's like she's fighting two men, and gets the better of him. But then he pulls out a big knife, calls her babe.
Oh, but wait, he has in Israeli arms 9mm Uzi,
and he misses her,
and he can't shoot through a thin ply table she hides behind.
She hides behind a fridge door. She hides behind anywhere.
It's fucking annoys
and
me.
And the noise, and it's
just
purely
it's
shot,
aggressive.
purely edited.
Yeah, everything.
Just terrible. But she tosses him out the window.
Yeah, tosses him off the building.
And she's broken a nail. French polished nails,
Now, French polished. I'll stop you there. Just the other day.
Did you go
my
and
partner's?
get?
No, I did not. These are all natural. Just the other day, my partner. I was getting her stuff for her birthday, and I says, "Anything else you want?" And she said something bizarre. She says, "I want my nails done." She's never done it in her life. And I went, "You want your nails done?" She goes, "Yeah, I want a French polish." And I went, "What's that?" She went, "Pink with the white end." And I went, "Oh, so I now know what you're talking about."
French polish, yeah.
French polish. I'm right up on it, man.
Yeah.
I know.
She's just going to use them to fucking tear your eyes out.
Yeah, that'll happen. She's violent. We all know that.
That scrotum of yours will just be shredded and just be hanging in shreds. So she's gone. She's captured the guy. She's got him bound like a turkey on the back of a motorbike. We meet Clint Howard,
and he's playing.
He was a kid in Gentle Ben.
That's right. Yeah,
and the dad was Boomhauer.
It's absolutely brilliant.
And they've been acting in so much stuff. Have you ever seen him in Tix?
Tix is great.
Clint Howard's in that. Does he not turn into a tick?
I think he does, and as Alfonso Ribeiro's in
he turns into a tick as well.
It's wonderful.
It's a grotty film. I enjoy it.
I like him in. What's the one where he plays an ice cream man and he's a murderer?
I know the one.
He does a wonderful.
Is
turn
he not
in
the Hobo with a Shotgun as an ice cream man? I don't know.
I can't remember.
He's a great looking wee guy.
I like him. I like him a lot.
He goes to Barb. Sorry, you're looking rather buoyant. She is buoyant.
Actually, question. Are breast implants buoyant?
They would float, wouldn't they?
Well, there's saline or silicone. Does that float? Oh, we've got a lot of educated people that watch this.
Would they just kind of, no, I think if you had a bucket of water, they'd sink.
Oh.
Because it would be awkward if they floated.
Drag you down.
They'd be
My
trying.
mate had them. They're great if you put a torch against them. They just light up like headlights.
It's not the world's greatest.
That was her
invention.
party trick. She went, watch this.
Well, who invented breast enhancement was the Japanese.
Right.
And what they used to do was they would use military grade silicone off their battleships and inject it into the breast.
Oh God!
And that's what a Marilyn Monroe had breast implants, not implants. They just squirted silicone,
God.
and it migrates about your body. Marilyn Monroe also had chin work. She had a lot of little things done back in the day, early plastic surgeries.
That's weird. People love her. I think she's awful, Marilyn Monroe. Terrible.
It's too far. It's become like it's a gay icon in a drag look. It's like Pamela Anderson in many ways. It's such a strong kind of look. I don't know. I've seen her. I think
she's terrible in everything.
I like a comedy film she's in with Tony Curtis and that. That's quite a good film.
I think she was awful.
Awful. The thing was, she played it dumb, but she was far from dumb. She's a very clever woman.
I'm not convinced she was clever.
No, they said she married that playwright guy. She had a lot to say. You know
what happens? It's a bit like if you meet a comedian and you go, God, he was a right miserable cunt. It's just because he's not telling jokes all the time and you have him in that context.
No, but comedians are famously miserable cunts. They don't laugh at each other's.
I'm not impressed.
Comedians don't laugh at each other's jokes. They'll say, that was funny what you just said. It's a
life to be in.
It's a job. They're joyless people.
Joyless.
They don't laugh. It's like if you're a butcher, you get fed up of meat. Comedians get fed up of jokes. It's just a job.
I don't like comedians. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, just as well we're not funny.
We're not funny at all.
She's changed her costume.
Yes.
And then this is the dress.
This is the dress.
It's like something you'd buy or it's like a plastic sack at a Halloween shop.
It's cheap.
Terrible.
It looks cheap. And I swear, I work with leather, but a lot of her corsets and that are meant to be leather. They don't look leather.
But they don't look well fitted or anything. Nothing's good.
They've not put any
Everything's
effort
right
into
up the cleat of her arse.
I have a feeling they probably filmed this in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah, they filmed this in no time. There's nothing in this. There's no special effect.
Money involved in it though.
This has been just a cash in. And there's a kind of sweet bit where the guy about to go off to war wants to dance, and it's kind of quite nice. And
this is the Casablanca bit coming in.
That was quite one nice moment in the whole film.
But they could have made it. This is what's wrong with the film. It's charmless.
Yeah.
And if they had bits like that and actually made her character a charming character.
She's a terrible actor.
But she couldn't. Yeah, they couldn't do it. It's fucking awful.
No, it's just terrible.
You know, at this point, I felt that Pam, which would be a good move, could just leave and her tits could stay behind and finish the film. You wouldn't notice.
But she'd be the first to admit that it's her tits that made her
The thing
money.
is, she in the film, she uses her tits to distract people. And the filmmakers used the tits to pull people in.
She doesn't actually kill anybody with them.
No, but she should have. And it's for sexist men. And I'll be honest with you, it worked. If they had one of those eye trackers, I'd just be staring at her tits the whole film.
She's not being exploited. She was in on the whole thing. She knew
it wasn't
exactly.
exploited enough in this. This should have been a bit schlocky exploitation-esque. But it's not.
This should have been an 18 and very violent. And it would have lasted.
Yeah.
We're writing this film off and we're hardly through it. The congressional delegation are coming. So there's where have we got to? Oh no, Willis comes in, the dude for Terminator. He comes in for a shakedown.
Yeah.
So they're arresting people. So you see they're retinally scanning people.
What are they retinally scanning them with? It's a welder's mask. With little lights on it.
Well, the budget didn't. Okay.
It's a welder's mask.
But he's corrupt. He's like Claude Rains. He's a Claude Rains character.
His heart's in the right place.
He's a great guy.
Corrupt.
He's good in it. He's kind of good. He's just always like a bit. He's always playing a sleazy kind of character. He's always a bit rumpled.
Typecast,
but he's good. He's been in some great films, and he's like kind of.
So they
but
talk
it turns
back
out her
and
name's
forth.
Miss Kapletsky.
Yes.
Because Miss Kapletsky died in the war on barbed wire.
Oh God, why would you choose that name?
It's just so strange.
Barbara Wire. Barbara Wire.
Do you like the bit the guy bursts into the place and he goes package check and the Rottweiler bites the guy by the cock and leads him out?
That's good.
That was a funny bit.
Well, now that bit seemed to be out of the film. It didn't seem to fit the rest of the film. So I don't know if that's a reshoot or they've tried to figure something out. Yeah,
to get it to that's an extra 8 minutes they needed.
But because they had to think of something. Mm-hmm. They've put thought into it.
There should have been more of that.
There should have been more of that. There should have been more of that sort of humour.
The dog doesn't get to kill anybody, tear anybody's throat out. It's just slightly.
I'm going to say something really. I'm really down on this film. I think this film could be remade successfully.
There's a very good chance.
I think it could if you got the right actress.
Cherry 3000, Cherry 2000, Cherry 3000 is more effective.
Yeah, but I think having the sexual element of. This is cosplay dreams. This is what girls love. They'd all be dressing as her tomorrow. If
I'm telling you,
the
Pamela Anderson stuff's back. They're starting making biopics about her. So
okay, but I think if this was made with the charm, the schlock, proper violence, a proper bit of sexuality,
more like Hobo with a shotgun.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Add the sexiness to it. I think you could get away with it and a bit more humour.
People don't need to masturbate to films anymore.
No, that's right. So what you do is similar to this: keep her covered up, but have it. More psychologically sexy. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think it would work.
So she goes to we meet the freedom fighters. A lassie with she looks like someone in the 80s with a voice box.
Well, a voice box, not explained.
She's not got any obvious sign of anything.
But it's not a good voice box. It sounds like a child.
It's like a child's doll thing.
It's just horrible.
They're a wee bit pish.
They're a wee bit pish. That's the worst insult.
We cut to Clint's. A lot of freedom fighters. It's like in Demolition Man. The freedom fighters all look like they're dressing Gap.
Yeah,
I hate hippie freedom fighters. Hippies
and then
have
they stand holding the gun like they're holding something that's too hot to hold. It's just like
But there's a kind of bit.
I don't like it.
She's called Spike or something like that.
Spike,
you don't really see much of them.
You don't get to figure them out.
Then we're back to the kind of bondsman office, Clint's office, and a guy with the rattiest ponytail going.
It's cut beautifully, like a sort of Japanese style.
There's a guy NCR used to have a ponytail like that, twisted, just to his ankle.
Oh, what?
And he worked in a factory, moving parts.
Just waiting for him to die badly.
The Nazis come in and just slaughter everybody. Mm-hmm. And Steve Rasbach's like that. Fuck, I needed somebody alive to interrogate because he's all about the interrogation.
He wants
but luckily
the boob electric
stuff. The Wallace is like that. I mean, you could make the occasional arrest. He's like that, flabbergasted. These guys, he's just in it for the grift. These guys are fanatics, and I think he realises, oh fuck,
he's like, oh
these
shit,
guys. Too much slaughter going on here. But he goes, I need a body, one with no head wound. And we're introduced to basically they can.
Oh,
the
yeah,
memories.
they can. The last things they remember.
So
you could see.
2017, according to this, everyone's a bit shit.
Yes.
They're wearing the same kind of clothes, driving the same vehicles, but they've got a technology where you can read the thoughts of the dead. You can record the dead's thoughts. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
So
Barb Wire's having a drink.
She's fucked off. I'm tired.
And Odo's like that, the brothers like that. You don't drink. You drink to remember, not to forget.
Flashback. Now in this flashback, she's got no makeup on. See how young she looks.
Oh, she looks about 12.
She looks
at Bonnie girl.
Bonnie girl.
Yeah,
and then they
it
put this
shows
makeup.
You the makeup does her face. Yeah. Wooga, the helicopter, the Huey. Wooga. And Axel and her are lovers.
Please, one more time.
Oh, wooga.
Amazing.
Well, Axel and her have obviously teamed up. And the brother, they're a wee tight team. But he's like not coming with him. He's staying behind. And she's like, Axel.
And this is her trauma, but it's not fleshed out. It's very confusing.
No, that's it. You don't know. The helicopter should have blown up the brother. She should have thought Axel was there should have been an explosion. She thought Axel was dead. Her brother's blinded. They get away in a hell. No.
Nothing's explained.
They didn't have the budget for two armies fighting.
Do you know what happened? Mm-hmm. Some poor bastard has, and whoever wrote this, I'll find out we've done a review and listen because they've never worked since, I'm sure.
No.
And I bet
they could be working in a pie shop in Dundee.
Exactly, and I bet they wrote a most beautiful, fleshed out, character driven script.
No, they have thought Casablanca.
And they've just ripped it apart in
they've
the film.
Obviously, I suspect this maybe was going to be a futuristic remake of Casablanca.
Yes.
And then they've thought we need Pamela, and it's probably going to be a man.
Yeah,
playing them, and they've seen this. They've bought this barbed wire comic book cheaply.
Just we can put this all together, and this is exciting.
It's all come together. It could have. Yeah,
it's the director. The director was just doing videos, music videos.
A lot of these films that they can change. Casablanca could have quite easily been a cowboy film.
Yeah,
it would have been
it's
that thing. It could work perfectly well as a science fiction thing.
Casablanca is a wonderful film.
Casablanca's, I would say, the greatest film ever made.
It's up there. It's
a genuine love story.
Mm-hmm.
Humphrey Bogart is a very unconventional leading man, but he's not afraid to be upset.
It's an action film.
It's an action.
It's tense and it's wonderful.
It's great. It's got a great ending. It's a truly wonderful film. I hope young people kind of watch that film. I'm always terrified that young people see black and white films and think, oh no, I don't really want to watch a black and white film. It'd be a great shame.
I don't know. I think.
Well, I work with people who are maybe 24, 25, and I'll name people's names, and they've no. I said, Burt Reynolds, who? So Humphrey Bogart, who?
That is an age thing, but I done it with someone about 25, and they'd never heard of Jaws.
Jesus.
And I went, you have Netflix? I went, yeah. I said, it's on it now.
But the thing is, you don't know what's going to stick. Rudolph Valentino was the biggest star of his generation. When he died, there was millions of people out in the streets. Nobody remembers Rudolph Valentino. He's forgotten.
Although I will say something.
You don't know who's
going to watch one of his films.
Yeah.
They're extraordinary.
Right, yeah.
You imagine the time and that being delivered. This was new. It's quite amazing.
Silent films, when the talkies came along, they were dismissed because silent films had artistry.
Yes.
When the talkie came along, they had to have a microphone, so they were static. Silent films could just do this wonderful set pieces and glory.
If you watch Valentino, you could see why.
But he's forgotten.
Yeah.
Who's the other silent star? Rita Bow? Clara Bow.
Sure.
Look up Clara Bow. Clara Bow looks like she stepped out of the street in 2021. And she was a star back in the day. Extraordinary stuff.
I love when you see pictures like that of like from the 20s and 30s, and someone's just sitting there in a t-shirt, and you couldn't tell.
They'll find a picture from Death Row in 1920, and the person just looks like
someone from here who's on Death Row.
Yeah, on Death Row. Where have we got to?
We're now at the point where
Huey flashback. Clint Howard comes to her. He's the Peter Lorre, so good.
Yeah,
he's playing a twitchy, and he's got the contacts, and he's like, I'm a dead man, they're coming after me, could you do a deal with me? And she's like, no one to get involved. She's just like Humphrey Bogart. She's apolitical.
I've got no sides. She even says it. I've got no sides.
This is neutral territory. Clint goes into the kitchen, hides the contact. They're magnetic, it seems.
Obviously magnetic.
The blind brother's up there and he's like, now
he can hear shit from a mile away, but not a woman fucking off when he's chatting her up.
And they're thinking, it's funny this does a good deal of making Canada sound great. They're always coming, please get to Canada. We can help, the Canadians will help us. There's no maple syrup in Steel Harbour.
They need
to get to Canada.
We need to get
to Canada. And their plan is, we cut to the guy with the ratty tail lying in an ice bath, and they're harvesting his thoughts. And they see the moment of his death, and then Barboyer's tits.
But they see her from a security camera. Fucking annoys me. Not his eyes.
I hate it in films. They do this. They even did it in the Avengers. They'll have footage.
Yeah, they just use it as security.
But it's footage from the fucking film.
I hate that. It's so cheap.
Yeah.
It's so cheap.
Why is it? I think it's a fucking conceit they do on purpose. If you see a made-up image, a photograph in a film, it's always really badly photoshopped with heads just stuck on.
Yes.
They could make it look good. Here's a photograph of me as a kid. Do they do it on purpose? Is that a thing in films?
For some reason they don't need to pay them, or there's something.
There's something going on.
There's something, because
is it like
it's
the Wilhelm
so
scream?
It could be. It could
that
be.
Scream they have?
It could be like you're saying. I can see. It could be
it's just an injury.
It's like when was it Scarlett Johansson a few years ago? They CGI'd her face onto another person to do another scene, and they're like, "No, you have to pay me for that. That's me." And they were like, they thought they could get away with it.
She's suing Disney just now because they didn't put the film out in the cinema or something. There's something
yeah,
because
I think she got paid $20 million, but I think she expected $50 million to be in a film, and they wonder why films are dying. It's ridiculous.
No, I find that obscene.
It's ridiculous
because these film now. So when you see a film, a modern day film, the credit rolls and then the CGI, it is van loads.
It's like the companies, though. It was the ones, the one Life of Pi, an Oscar for the special effects, and the company shut down. They don't get money.
No,
they struggle
because they'll put out. It's
terrible.
They're trying to undercut the opposition.
It's just terrible. And then for an actor to be paid now, pay them. They're bringing in. Do it. Give them a cut of the film. That's fine. But it's like when Liam Hemsworth got $150,000 to be in the first Thor.
Jesus,
that's all.
Yeah,
and you're not going to have a lifetime on that. If that film failed, that might be his career.
Yeah,
and $150,000.
Jesus.
So if you make $1 million, that's fine. But then it starts getting $50 million.
That's greedy.
Where's the film?
She's not even the star in that film. I'm led to believe these big films, they don't have time to fuck about. All the action scenes are done first before they're even cast a lot of the time.
That's right. They're doing the action scenes,
and then
filming
all the explosions,
doing the CGI before it even.
Avengers films have always got a big floating thing crashing in the sea. That's always done. Yeah.
And then what they do with the Avengers films, they go, look at these special effects. It's beautiful. Look what we've done. Could you put a brown filter over everything and make it look muddy and hard to see? I hate those films. Where are we? Right, we've got the.
She's still okay. Hold on, artfully.
Axel turns up.
She's got a full face of. Oh no! Yeah, hold on.
Axel turns up.
Hold on. So Axel shows up. She's in the bath. A lot of bubbles. It's a clear-sided bath.
She's wearing a thong.
You see a bit of her arse, and then she gets up and there's bubbles placed
on her tits.
Do you think somebody's been paid to apply the bubbles, or done that for free?
No, there'll be someone applying that.
It's like the people that applied the blue paint to Jennifer Lawrence when she was Mystique. They did that for free.
What an awful job.
You had to listen to her.
Apparently she's horrible.
She's ghastly, yeah.
Ghastly
She's never
human.
come out and criticised Harvey Weinstein.
Do you notice her careers went...
No, she's married like a multi-billionaire.
It's just fine.
That'll take the... You didn't.
But her career will just disappear.
She just got bored, yeah.
She won Oscars. Someone petitioned for her. We won't say who. Weinstein. And now her career's just went to fuck.
She's...
Because Weinstein
would
brag about fucking her all the time.
It's a hard business. It's a hard fuck. It's ruthless. To sustain a career, you've got to be a monster. You can't be a nice person.
Lorraine Kelly.
Mm-hmm. Imagine her in Hollywood. She's friends with that Ross King guy. He's in Hollywood.
Oh, he's awful.
Isn't he ghastly?
His
plastic surgery and shit.
Yeah,
his chin.
His hair's like a Brillo pad.
He's awful. He's mates with Big Jerry Butler.
Oh,
they all go round because they all eat Scottish shortbread. And
that's funny. We were just talking about gay mafia in our last podcast. She still loves Axel. The war changed everything, Axel. She's angry at him, though.
It's all a bit complex for a movie just about tits.
Well, the thing
People's
is,
motives.
They say, what happened there, and you had this flashback, but you still don't know what happened. He might have been dead. And she just went, I'm mad at you because you're not dead now.
So you see, they're there. She still loves him.
When she gets out the bath.
So the two of them are there, aren't they?
Yeah.
And then at 1 hour,
the doctor,
37 seconds, you see a full tit.
Full tit.
Just one.
Disappointing.
She just goes, and that was in the contract. That's the bit the VHS must have worn out on. And across the land, teenage boyfriend,
just moving fast. No matter where you pause it, it's blurred.
It's funny how when we were younger, you got these moments brief, but nowadays kids have just an avalanche of just tits on their phone.
Tits.
Do they not get jaded?
Well, watching this film, by the time this tit came out, I don't care.
You thought you'd seen the nipple, you hadn't. It was like a phantom nipple haunting the film.
That's very true. That's like when Lolita first came out, the film.
Is that the one with Jeremy Irons?
No, that was the original, James Mason.
James the original. Yeah.
And there was politicians saying, we need this band because that young girl is completely naked in it.
Right.
And they're like, nope. They just remembered it that way.
It's like the shower scene in Psycho.
Yeah.
You don't see a knife going in. People swear
people
blind.
Remember it. Yeah, because it's quite
good editing.
Or the one I like, start of Jaws. You're so tense watching that, wondering what's going to happen to this girl. No one remembers she is completely naked.
She's in the nip, yeah.
And you're looking up
That's
her box.
That's a horrific scene, yeah.
But no one remembers it.
No
one talked about her being naked. They just go, that's a terrible scene.
Oh,
isn't that good filmmaking?
Brutal, yeah, very good filmmaking. A masterpiece.
Absolutely.
So the
like this.
The space. If only just a shade more, and it could have been a masterpiece.
Just so close.
A shade, just tantalisingly close.
Just another film close. Just make another film, and you'd be there.
Just there, standing on the shoulder of giants. So the Nazis come in. Now they're looking for this doctor.
Yeah,
and the guy. But she's had plastic surgery.
But still him.
Yeah, but still him. But she kind of says it's a menage. Now, it's not a menage a trois. Menage is setting up house. But he's kind of a bit puritanical. So he's like, you having wee threesies?
That's disgusting.
And they go to scan them, and the scanner doesn't work. Why not? They don't have the retina things. It just breaks down the batteries. And he goes, get out of here. You're wasting my fucking time.
They get away. Well,
well, he does a Nazi whistle, and they just start wrecking the joint.
Now, when they start wrecking the joint,
and Udo's up there going, "Oh
my beautiful club,
my stinky
shit."
Those glasses wouldn't have come away from the shelf.
Did you see what the tables were?
The safety glass or something.
It was the top of the big drums they keep cables on.
Oh
the wood,
yeah.
On top of a beer barrel.
Oh.
And when they hit it, it just falls up. Everything just falls over.
Yeah.
Nothing's. And where they hit other things, you could see the tape that was holding it.
They're not really looking. If you were looking for anything,
you turn it over, have a look.
Because if you smash everything down,
move everything over there, and we'll work on it one at a time.
Methodically.
Yes.
They do say that about Nazis. They're methodical. Not these guys.
Mm-hmm.
Can I mean?
They just smash it.
They smash everything. Fuck.
So stupid.
It's daft as fuck, and they don't really find any. There's like the Shining music starts to play at one stage, isn't it? What's that shit about?
I wrote this down about the soundtrack in this. It's a confused soundtrack, and what they've done, they've went through what they have access to
for free,
and they say, "Look, you've got 45 seconds of this.
Put
it in your film."
Guy's going to be with sledgehammers. It's like the Mardi Gras nightclub, essentially.
Oh,
remember
the Mardi Gras.
The Mardi Gras, people that don't know Dundee, the Mardi Gras no longer exists, but it was called the Monkey Bra. And it was a place with sticky carpets. And the owners used to come in, and insisted on playing like their song. It would all be dance music, and then one old classic would come on, and it was the owner of the place dancing with his fat wife, the Marr brothers.
Oh, that's a
Dundee
long time ago.
gangsterism, eh? It's a spell.
We're going to edit that one.
Oh,
they're all still going, yeah.
Oh, but they're in Spain now for tax reasons.
Oh, right, okay.
Fuck them. Where have we got to?
What we're doing? The Smash It Up.
The colour. Someone had the colour of money.
I put they done literally 40 quid's worth of damage.
Oh, it's just nothing.
It's just junk.
The colour. Then she heads out.
Oh, she goes on her bike,
and the colour's so saturated. It's horrible.
They've done all this orange now.
This is like the Badlands,
but I know what they're trying to do
in the same area.
But yeah, she rides away for an hour and gets about 30 feet away.
She goes to the set of Scrap Heap Challenge to meet Big Fatso, and he is fat.
He is fat, and he's in the front of
a digger.
I
wrote down his real name because I quite liked the sound of it. Andre Rosie Brown.
That's a good name.
Lovely name.
That's a good name.
Big fat hands, and he's eating a big turkey leg.
And his pallor is like he's dead. There's a blueness to it.
He's like one of the zombies from the Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, there's a blueness to him. It's very strange.
Is that circulation?
I don't know what they're trying to say.
It's not because he's lack of eating. He's chewing. And his clothes are, and he's the Sydney Greenstreet character. But he was a dapper fat man. This is a right dirty fat man.
So she just want to make a deal.
Yeah,
she wants credits.
Oh, you see Clint.
Oh yeah, he's in the fridge.
He's got an apple in his mouth. He's dead in the fridge. Yeah.
So she wants credits and a safe passage to the airport to get to Canada.
Her and the brother.
No,
Udo.
No, we're out of here. We're done. Fuck Udo. So makes a deal. And what is it? 750,000.
Yeah, and she's got at the handoff. She's got to give him the thing, and they'll get help her with a team and get
And because it's dangerous to get to the airport,
you get to trust this guy.
Couldn't trust him. Our brother,
he's in it. Right.
Oh, he fucks up.
If you're going to be a secret agent, don't be blind,
and don't shout. Hello, resistance.
Resistance
is usually here. Hello, is anyone here? Which he does shout.
You would smell gun residue
and the blood that's all over the floor,
and everybody's hanging by their feet.
Yeah, and then
yes, and Steve Rasbach's like that. Yeah. Come over here.
No, they sent me instead.
You don't sound right. No, don't you worry, I'm fine.
Just come over. And they catch him and torture him.
Oh, the lower Spike, and he's like, Spike, and she's just like being garroted.
Would her voice still work? The batteries would be alright.
No, it would probably crush. What they used to do when they're hanging people, sometimes it would take a while to hang, and friends in the audience, because it was a public event, would run in and
jump on your legs
and break your neck. But people were known to survive hangings by putting a silver tube down their neck to keep their airways open.
Oh my goodness.
So what they would do was, this is back in medieval times, they would set it up so there was no drop and you were kind of garroted, and then you could still breathe, and then your friends would get you down and get you out, so the authorities would think you'd
I couldn't do that.
It's a risky manoeuvre.
I'd be like,
they would do that. Yeah.
Why are you raging so much? No reason.
You shit yourself and ejaculate, because that's where they thought the mandrake root grew from the spunk of hanged men. So you know in fucking Harry Potter.
What do you fucking read?
You know that Harry Potter, the mandrakes?
Yeah.
Screaming like neep things.
That was spunk.
That was formed by the spunk of hanged men. So somewhere in Hogwarts, somebody's like wanking into a bucket to grow
hanging themselves. I knew a girl like that.
Oh,
she was odd.
They used to always slam a goose's head in a wardrobe when you're shagging it. So it's wee pucker. There you go.
I've read a lot of books to read anything ever again.
We got this at school, these books. In the school library. Chokey wanks through the century. The ABC of Chokey wanks. Medieval edition.
That sounds interesting.
It's good, isn't it? Had a disclaimer on it. Don't try this at home.
That is safe.
Because the guy, what's the big cat? Arnold Clark,
yeah.
His son wanked himself to death. He had chokey wank.
I've never enjoyed a wank that much.
No, I do. A wank someone you do. Might as well have a.
But you don't set up a room.
There's people that like a posh wank, so they get the hand cream. They make it an event.
Oh my god!
They treat themselves.
Oh, I just can't be bothered.
So where have we got to?
It's a wanker sleeping pills. Right.
Oh.
She gives Udo the bar.
Oh no. They're torturing Charlie. And he's a brave motherfucker. He
doesn't
like that.
take a shit.
I know he did it. He's a fat guy. We read on. Santa Claus.
But now, wait, at this point...
He just cooks him alive.
Hold on. He says, yeah, he's a fat guy with a big beard, big white beard, Saint Nick. It's Saint Nicholas. He explains the joke while he's being tortured.
God, that's focus, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the guy kind of think, I thought he was getting to say, I respect he doesn't. He just cooks him alive.
Just cooks him.
But is there stuff attached to his nipples or anything?
No, it's just for the ladies.
Is he just sat
on?
Is it just a fucking crocodile clip in his nuts?
Right in there.
Imagine being electrocuted through
right
your balls.
in the Wisney. So now,
so she's back. She thinks it's all a fake and play. She's like that to Udo. It's the bar's yours. It's smashed.
Thanks, man. Thanks for fuck all.
But
then she says, "Where's Charlie?" She says, "Went to see the Resistance." And she goes, She goes, her eyes open.
Charlie,
that's her acting.
Blind Charlie.
She's
not taking the dog. Camille stays.
Yeah, he keeps the dog. I'm a bit. Yeah, I take the dog.
Hey, where's Charlie? He was going to see a friend Spike. Oh no!
She goes down to her armoured car. This is the cheapest. This is a mobile library with fucking chicken wire on it.
There was a TV show, and came the guy who's in Flash Gordon. Flash.
Oh right, yeah.
He was in. It was like a Road Warrior thing where he had a big truck. And he was going about. Do you remember?
Yes, I remember that.
It was like one of these films where the apocalypse would just.
That was a good truck.
Yeah,
that was cool. It had big wheels.
Truck, remember the truck Goliath in a Kit Car, a Knight Rider.
Yeah,
the enemy truck.
Yeah,
that's a good truck.
truck.
This thing, it's a bread thing.
It's just like a UPS van.
It's the same truck they had to kill the guy in the Hunted.
Yeah, just a UPS. But how do we
kitted
do it?
out with stuff?
Tape shit to it. I'm sure it's glue gun to it. Now, when you see the dashboard of this thing to make it futuristic, there's a PC gaming joystick on it. There's a couple of lights. There's a keyboard. It's some
diodes.
Stupid.
It's garbage.
Fucking rubbish.
Just garbage. She gets to the place. It's all warehouses, as you said. Mm-hmm. She stands on Charlie's glasses and she's like, oh Charlie. No. She looks up.
He's been crucified.
He's like hanging there. She's like, Charlie.
Charlie.
And they've put some vinegar in her eyes to try and squeeze it.
It doesn't work.
Nothing
comes out.
This was before Botox, but that lead makeup she's got on, it'll just...
Oh yeah, that'll be... It's fireproof.
I always think that if you want a revenge, leather's not the wear for revenge. You want something breathable, because revenge is a sweaty business.
Did you notice something about this scene, though? If you look carefully where Charlie is lying dead, the walk through the door of the damaged club, you can actually see the same club that's been wrecked.
That's so cheap.
They've literally turned the camera around and said, we'll film there.
How much would a warehouse cost to hire?
It can't be much. I'll tell you what, there's in Dundee.
Because it's a derelict warehouse.
A warehouse, you don't realise how cheap they are. You'll get a giant warehouse, they're like 30 grand. Nobody wants them because usually warehouses are built for purpose.
I would have one and just fill it with ferrets.
Oh, that'd be
imagine
wonderful.
You walked in a warehouse.
I love ferrets.
And it's like 1 million ferrets.
I'd cry.
You throw in a whole cow carcass once a month.
That'd be great.
What have you got in your warehouse? It's funny noises coming out. You fucking mind your own business about my fucking warehouse. It's a right smell coming out of your warehouse. Somebody makes a mistake of going in the day before they've been fed.
Gone. But ferrets, no, not ferrets, warehouses, they're fuck all.
Aye.
Because when a new company comes along, they'll just knock them down.
There's a warehouse over there, and I don't know how much that cost. That was $5 or something.
Well, there was one up here that was is now the gladiatorial toddler
death pit. Death arena.
I think
I was
looking at a place. I think I got offered that for 22.
Jesus.
The whole thing. It's just
by the
worthless.
time those toddlers, when they get to 5 years old, they've all got that 1,000-yard stare.
They've seen
just
things.
Ruined people.
War.
We've created a lost generation through that place. It never closed once.
Never closed. She's driving. She's serious. She's going to get what's she going to do actually?
Hold on, I'm getting a bit confused here.
Because she gets, oh no.
Well, there's a bit you see under boob. I think there's some Tommy Lee music at this stage. Mm-hmm. You see a close up of her lip liner. That was a thing back in the day.
Oh, she puts on a belt, a bandolier of shotgun shells. Now, she has a shotgun, that's fine. But she also puts on a whole load of bullets that are a belt-fed, but she doesn't have a belt-fed gun. So they're heavy.
She gets the big fatso.
Yeah.
And it's a double cross.
Of course it was going to be a double cross.
Of course it is. She should have known that as a mercenary.
She shouldn't have went there.
He says there's been a slight change of plans. Oh, God.
But instead of cash, he has a credit card.
Aye.
And it's good for 750,000 credits.
It's in a little...
Well, so he opens a suitcase and it's just a credit card.
In a suit.
It's... right.
The face may deceive, but the eyes never lie. Rasbach sees her. But he never spotted her the last time.
No.
Because he's a purist.
He was thinking about, oh, God. Threesies.
Where does
it all go?
What goes where? Who cleans up after? The wet spot.
You always go to who cleans up after.
You have to think of these ways.
I suppose.
I can tell you how eager we have to have you back, so they're going to take that.
Yes.
So, and she'll be back in Washington. Extra torture. Super top-class torture. And then Willis, the dirty cop, he thinks...
He's like, this is getting out of hand.
No, Barb's a nice person. They shouldn't have killed... I'm sorry for your brother. He's a nice kid. And she goes behind him.
Handcuff and sneaks a fucking hand grenade. It's a fucking giant. But the hand grenade is a World War II pineapple grenade.
Her throw's so terrible.
And she goes like that. I know. But then it fires about 4 miles up in the air.
And Rasbach, everybody scatters.
And lands in big fatso.
Blows him a bit. It would be better if there'd been chunks of fatso. Or the chicken leg just came down flaming. There's nothing. It's just, he just evaporates. He just disappears. It's not good. She's like, the Maori dude's like that. If I get out of this alive, I'm going to kill you, Barb. This is ridiculous.
So they all escape.
Get in the van. Get the fuck out of here.
Driving.
If there's an emergency, hit the red button. She hops in her motorbike. Yellow
lever.
Yellow pull off.
Did you watch this?
Oh, come on. It's a small detail. Pull off the yellow lever. She's kicking about in a motorbike.
She rides out the back. Well, this man in a wig rides out the back.
With the sellotaped wig, the Velcro hair.
Fuck it. Now it's the most
Rasbach's like that. He's running after his mates. He goes, "Hey, wait up, guys!" And they're all in the warehouse. She's after them, and she's just like blasting away.
With her Uzi.
Oh, she's got rockets, motorcycle rockets. Do you remember what was like Knight Rider but the bike? Street Hawk.
Street Hawk was great. 500 miles an hour.
This bike doesn't go that.
No.
She's like shooting people. Do
you know it's the stunt person whoever rides it's very wobbly?
Yeah.
And I was like, be careful.
There's a few manoeuvres to do in the wobble. Had she been on the bike at all?
It was like, no, she wouldn't be on the bike at all. They wouldn't allow her. Imagine she was on a real bike and fell off. It's like, fuck.
But nowadays they would CGI her head onto it.
I saw Will Smith when he was doing Gemini Man. I've not seen the film. It's meant to be awful.
It's multiple Will Smiths.
But they got him to ride bikes again, and he refuses to ride bikes because he fell off one when he was young. And that's what happens on motorbikes. They can bite bad where you had a good fall, you don't go back.
Yeah. You can't afford to have your main
So they said, look,
engine.
we're at this airbase. There's loads of room. You're on a low-powered bike. We'll get you tooled up. You're totally safe. He rides along. He fucking falls off. He falls off. It's just the most glorious behind-the-scenes thing. If you're not made for bikes, you shouldn't. It happens.
No,
it happens. You fell off your moped.
I fell off on the Kingsway. Almost killed. Yeah. So one guy, she shoots a guy.
Yeah.
He falls over and shoots another. He falls over, but he's poor the trigger security. They're just shoots other guy right in the arse.
Blasting everyone.
The blonde hair sticking out, as you say. You should never run while shooting. Run over uneven ground while shooting.
It's not safe.
Amount of people just shoot themselves in the head.
Oh, God.
A lot of people with guns just shoot themselves. If you have a gun, you're most likely to shoot yourself.
One of the most common ways that people would shoot themselves is fences.
Oh.
Or, styes. Getting over a sty. You put your gun down. Go like that. They'll lean down to pick up and just shoot themselves. That's one of the ways that people get shot in this country. Just picking their gun up. It's like, so silly.
She's like that. Where are you, you bastard? Her blood's up.
Yeah.
She's after us back.
Well, is she angry or she just...
No, just...
Rasbach
comes through a wall on a forklift truck.
Oh, I hated that.
And he's got a hold of her.
And pins her between a car.
Well, he's cackling maniacally. Now, I worked at NCR and there was a guy that used to cackle maniacally on his forklift. The forklift driver was mental.
It kind of does that to them, doesn't it?
The power.
That is
like
one
the
of
power.
the
I'd always think I was fighting the Queen Alien if I had a forklift truck.
around the world. A degree, getting a degree, getting a education is seen as real power. In Dundee, it was getting your forklift license. Oh, he's doing well for himself. He got his forklift license.
Forklift safety videos you see, and it's like
People
forklift
getting
accidents.
stabbed and shit. Yeah, with them. Terrible.
He's up in the Maori dude. Wilson Morrison. Sorry, he runs up a crane. They don't have to run up after him.
No, that's true.
Just let him up there. We'll just shoot at him from down here.
Where's he
They'll
going?
chase after him, and he's shooting them all. And then what do they fucking do? The police in this country don't go up a crane after you.
No, they
just wait.
They just wait. How many people have done protests? And it's a great thing. In America, they'll wait a little while, then they go, let's go and get them. Here, they're just set up tent. They'll wait.
We'll
They're not going anywhere. They'll wait here a month.
Overtime.
Yeah,
they'll come down. They'll come down.
Or they'll die up there. We don't care.
Fault of their death. It's he's up there. He beats the other guy. They're doing a bit. There's a bit. They've hired a helicopter to film that.
Oh, there's that. Yeah, that's before drones. So.
They don't look like they're tethered down to anything. Did you see a safety wire?
I think the stunt was a proper dangerous stunt.
Did you see a safety wire?
I didn't see it.
No,
because when they pick it up and they've got the car and Pamela Anderson's there and they're all fighting. There's a forward roll. And that looks a scary forward roll on top of this, hanging quite high.
Shit myself.
So I think there's real stunts there.
But he tosses off the Nazi.
Yeah.
Then he goes down to work the crane, and it's just a guy all the time who's been fixing it.
Yeah. And he's
not noticed a gunfight.
He's not seen anything.
And he says, and he elbows him, fucking elbows him in the face.
Cruelty. That's violence.
I thought, you're not a nice person. You've broke one guy's neck. This guy's just on his lunch hour trying to fix stuff.
Didn't notice anything that was going on.
It'll be difficult to get parts in Steel Harbour.
And he's got it working.
He's got it working.
I remember that
Thanks
is working
for this.
now. Yeah, fuck you. Breaks his neck.
Oh, so they're still fighting. Razbak goes to her, vaporising your springy ass is going to be a real pleasure. And he is actually going to vaporise her ass. He'll apply such electricity to it, it'll be vaporised.
But then,
if you put electricity through the boobs,
the smell,
it would burst. It could kill everyone in the room.
Oh my god, that'll burn you if it burst out. So
this is just like my favourite song. I got you, babe, and she does the Hulk thing.
Oh, did you fucking call me, babe? You fucking cunt. So she starts climbing up. She gets up on the cable, right?
Aye.
And at this point, it's released, the car, and the baddie falls. And it's not even a dummy. It's like someone's tried to make a dummy out of a football in a uniform.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But they just show it.
But it hits the ground and explodes like Hiroshima. It just goes kaboom. I can't believe I picked this film.
Why did you pick it? What?
I don't know. Something
was it? Did it appear on Amazon for free or something? I had to fucking pay for this.
I got this for free.
£2.50.
Oh, you fucking idiot!
£2.50, or you could buy it for £4. I'm not buying it.
Bought it. Just all you need to watch is the 1 hour 37 second. Jesus Christ!
Fucking £2.50.
We cut to what's supposed to be this poignant ending, where they're at customs. And the MacGuffin comes through. They put in contact lenses. Remember when coloured contact lenses were a thing?
That was a thing.
And some lassie would come in and everybody's like that. Notice anything different about me? I'm like that. You've got fucking yellow contact lenses in.
Yeah, you look like you've
got
Exorcist.
cat's eyes in. It looks shit.
You
Stop
look
it.
weird. Oh, I used to love the cat's eyes ones because girls would get them in and go, I'm like a cat. But through the night they'd start going wonky. So it would like wonky cat eyes. Lovely.
I would pay women to wear donkey ones. Donkeys have got such lovely eyes, such brown, warm eyes.
I don't know what to say.
Could you put this tail on as well? Can I feed you a carrot? That's a very small carrot. It's not a carrot. Sugar lumps.
We have people watching this. This is here forever.
Doesn't matter.
Oh my god. So Pam turns up at the airport and says, what are we going to... And the
are you coming
there.
with us? No, you can do more good yourselves. And they're kind of in love.
But we don't have contacts. How are we going to get on? She goes... Gives them to her, which you're going to catch something.
Well,
would you take contacts out of Pamela Anderson's eyes? I would not.
A friend of my mum, she used to just go like that, move her eye in the contact, kind of if there was a bit of grit in it, she'd go, and they would go into that and she'd go, and then clean it and pop it back in.
Oh my god!
I tried contact lenses. I'm a specky bastard, as you can tell. But I tried like those. I tried a solid pair that you reuse.
Yeah.
I just
couldn't do it.
Awful. I felt them in all the time, and then I got disposable ones, and I thought these could be better. They kept. I'd sneeze and I'd lose them. They'd roll in the back of my. There's still some in there.
My flatmate, she used to have them all the time. I never bothered her.
Specs are better.
She was easy, but I remember my friend got them. And I went around one day and he was doing the thing. So, do you notice anything? He wasn't wearing glasses. I described it as his eyes were screaming. They were scarlet and running. It's like, and he couldn't blink.
Fancy it.
They lasted a week.
Well, I've got astigmatism, so the contact lenses I have to put into my eyes are like, can they stick out about an inch and a half? So it defeats the purpose. I'd like those ones. Kind of like Bela Lugosi used to have to put one.
What are they called?
There was a full eye ones. Oh,
they used them on Evil Dead, and they could only put them in for 10 minutes.
You know the scene in UFO? Remember that Jerry Anderson?
Yes, yeah.
Remember there's a bit they put the contact lenses in? That's a very good TV show. That's Jerry Anderson's best thing.
Yeah.
Sexy.
So
they fuck off.
They go.
And it's a bit like, this is the start of a beautiful relationship. He's like that, I think I'm starting to fall in love. She's like, get in line.
Get in line, you cunts.
She could have just went at the very end. Check those baddies.
Check them.
No.
But it's meant to be an iconic scene.
It's Garvin.
She walks away. It's the rain. She's standing with a newsie. Big tits. Looks great. But she goes, get in line. Cuts. She says the line too fast and it cuts too quick. There's no moment.
Do you think they'd filmed this in a fortnight?
Had to be. There's no way this took longer than 2 weeks.
No.
There's no way.
They just thought, as you said, our star was could you do something about this? I keep picking at this.
Do you want me to put another sticker?
No.
I put it there so you wouldn't hurt yourself.
I'm going to get a bit of filler and I'm going to fill that in.
Okay.
And sand it.
Okay. Is that... I put it there so you wouldn't hurt yourself. Because
that's getting greasy. It's
a lot of pish.
Our star was in the way and they thought we'll squeeze out a little bit.
At this point.
Yeah, we'll squeeze out a little bit of the stuff. And they made this film.
How many roids?
1.
We've talked about this for an hour and 16.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I put 0.
Nah.
Because...
No, you can't give 0 to a film with Udo Kerr in it.
Oh, I can.
No, Udo.
I can't.
Udo.
No.
And Razbak's turn.
No.
Some of his pantomime stuff. That's worth
I
a
get
1.
0. Because I think... And this is, I genuinely feel this. They had something there.
Yeah.
Even with Pamela Anderson, they had something, but they fucked it up.
Right, here's one. They should have introduced her, a Dusk Till Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
They introduced Salma Hayek and that as a stripper.
Yes.
That's an introduction to a character.
I watch it often.
They should have introduced Pamela Anderson like that. They should have been in the club and she's come in like that.
Everything. Because the guy that directed it just done music videos.
Yeah.
And he's been given a film. And it's like when he goes straight to action, it's all Dutch angles. So it's just
Have you ever seen a
rubbish.
film? They make a lot of these cheap films now and it's action films directed by stuntmen.
Yes.
And stuntmen know how to do a fucking action film.
But they don't know how to do a character.
No, they can't do characters, yeah.
So
no, it's a sad... There's just not enough boobs in it.
But I think the problem with these films, the directors are out there, because you look at like John McTiernan doing like Die Hard or Predator or something.
Imagine this
Brilliant.
film.
Yeah.
Gina Carano.
Yes, take a different approach.
Yeah. She also, Pamela, when she shoots the gun, she blinks every time.
Yeah.
Because I could see the wee eyebrows were zipping a bit bzzz, like a fly's wings.
In this film, I'm not in it. I would have nothing to do with it.
No, you're
everyone in this film because you fucking chose it, and I hate them.
You're that guy that goes for you're a guy who goes for a shit and then comes out with a paddle.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Probably
very sweaty. I sweat now. I've never sweated all my life, and then the last
you have sweated.
Eh?
You do sweat. You've not excessively sweated through your life, is what you're saying. If you didn't sweat, you'd be dead.
Hold on,
You're not Prince Andrew.
I would go running. I know I'd sweat, but hold on, I'd go running, and for the first, I say I was doing a 10-mile run. For the first 7 or 8 miles, I wouldn't sweat. And it feels like you're dying because you can't sweat. But as soon as the sweat breaks, your energy appears again.
That's because you're applying a coat of shellac to your body and it was blocking your sweat.
Is that a problem?
You're not supposed to do it.
But now, if it's warm in here, I'll stand sweating. I've never done that.
Do you get a hot flash?
I
it's
think
your male menopause. You're getting to that age.
Everyone's saying it is. Because I'll stand in here working, and if it's a sunny day, I've never sweated, and all of a sudden, soaked through.
What you need to do is sit down, watch a bit of Loose Women,
yeah,
and have a big thing of Ben and Jerry's fish food. Bit of ice cream. Just eat the whole tub.
Fish food. Oh.
Eat the whole tub of it, and I'll centre you a wee bit. Do you want me to bring in some royal jelly?
I was in the States, and I was staying with this girl.
You're in a state.
And I'd never had Ben and Jerry's. And she went, oh, there's this ice cream here called Ben and Jerry's.
Don't like
you
Ben
got
and
it here.
Yeah, you did.
I just said, oh, I've never heard of it. You know what I mean? To make her feel good. And she went, and we were sitting on the pavement at the side of this fucking garage where they had ice cream.
Right.
So she went and got me Ben and Jerry's Chunky Monkey.
Not a fan.
And I went like that. I bit into it, and I was so angered by how shit it tasted. I just threw it on the ground. It was disgusting.
They put a lot of stuff in it. Fish food's got the chocolate fish, the marshmallow.
Made me cough.
The
I had that wee
toenail. Is that the one with
reaction.
the toenails in it?
Oh, what?
There's one that's got people like that uncooked cookie dough.
Oh,
I like
horrible.
Cookies, but not uncooked cookie dough.
That's horrible.
It's like feces. It's like
salty.
salty.
Shit. Don't like it.
It's like salty fucking
Now
plasticine.
I wrote one word to end this review, this film.
Boobs.
Embarrassing. The whole thing's embarrassing.
Yes,
I don't care about
embarrassing.
tits by the end. She should have been more. They should have been more subtle with the tits.
Oh, come on. No, I disagree. There should be more up front with the tits.
No, so when you did see it, people go, "You remember that
She
scene?"
should have
No, I just
killed
got bored.
Razbat with the tits. Just basically just crushed them to
Not using their hands, just go.
just
You know how girls with implants can move them.
just fucking wallop. And then there's a scene where Razbat, between the boobs, the boobs hit his sides of his head and his eyes pop out. He's
Brilliant. I would have accepted that.
like that. You love a scene in a film where somebody gets a hold of somebody and puts their thumbs into their eyes.
Yeah.
He does that, but with the nipples, and just like,
Oh God, you think too much.
I
And
should
you
stop
read too
thinking.
much.
I should stop thinking.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I know all these fuckers have already
So
seen
sorry.
this film,
So
and
they've
they
all
will
got
watch
it.
it.
They
They've
all
all
own it.
got
They
it.
all fucking own it.
You open their cupboard. There's
They
not a single
bastards.
DVD, but there's just barbed
Barbed
wire there.
Oh, and they've got the poster.
And the poster, mint condition, still in the tube.
Oh, you could imagine.
But the end of the
dirty
tube's
bits.
dirty because
It's
they've been
not us.
sticking
It's
it
not
places.
us.
No.
It's fucking
They
them.
deserve this film.
Just dirty bastards.
You enjoy this
Until
film.
next time.
And then watch this film and then phone your mum and apologise. Wash your balls.
Where's my apology?
You don't get one.
Jesus. Laters.
Ta-da. Oh.